There are many controversial medical treatments. Whether they are in the form of a pill or an advanced medical procedure, the medical world is known for groundbreaking ideas and breaking taboos in order to come up with better drugs for our illnesses and the advancement of human biology in general. This very ambitious field has in the past introduced shocking therapies such as electroconvulsive therapy, ECT, or electric shock therapy in the 1930s. It involves placing electrodes on the forehead and passing electrical currents into the brain. This treatment has always been controversial. Another one that was famous during those days is lobotomy, the surgical procedure that was meant to help some forms of mental illnesses including schizophrenia, manic depression, and bipolar disorder by drilling a small hole in the person's skull aimed at severing nerve fibers in the brain that connect the frontal lobe, responsible for thought with other brain regions, resulting in patients' reduced tension or agitation, but also showed apathy, passivity, and lack of initiative, which decreased depth and intensity of their emotional response to life. It's a good thing that this and many other controversial and inhumane treatments of patients are now no more. Some of these treatments may be hilarious and downright silly, but others were horrifying and very hard to imagine how they came to be and why so many were victims of these crazy experiments. And here we'll see 10 of the most shocking medical treatments of the past that will blow your mind. But before we start, make sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our videos that we upload every single day. Stuttering Cure. This speech problem causing a person not to be able to maintain a smooth forward flow of speech and involuntary disruption of speech is now treated using various methods including speech therapy and simple everyday exercises. But in the old days, doctors used to cut out half of the patient's tongue without any anesthesia and medication afterwards. This dangerous procedure is believed to have killed many, and those who survived this brutal treatment later found out that not only their stuttering has disappeared, but also their ability to speak, which they had before the surgery, was gone for good. And even though a similar procedure is used today to remove oral cancers, the setting and care for patients is vastly different, as most people who undergo this surgery survive. Ecstasy for manic depressive patients. This psychoactive drug, mainly used as a recreational drug to boost energy and altered sensations, was in the past used to treat severely depressed mental patients. But not only does its effects fade away quickly, and there's nothing justifiable about this treatment, it could even aggravate depression by a continuous use of a narcotic that doesn't treat the basic cause and only focuses on the short-lived relief from depression. The effects could be serious mood disorder, resulting in significant change in activity and energy levels, negatively affecting the patient and causing even more damage to their mental health and well-being. Dead mouse toothpaste. Toothache can be unbearable sometimes, and people would do anything to stop that excruciating pain. But we doubt that they would be willing to put a dead mouse in their mouth. This ancient toothpaste was believed to ease toothache pain, especially when blended with other ingredients. The mouse, which was believed to be protected by the sun and capable of fending off death, was used largely to cure toothache by applying the ingredients directly to the painful spot. Other ancient cultures also used this to treat cough, measles, smallpox, and bedwetting. Tell us what you think about these crazy ways of treating illnesses in the comment section below. Also, let us know which of these procedures shocked you the most. Hot iron hemorrhoids treatment. The idea that a red hot iron would be used to treat any disease anywhere in your body is for sure going to raise the hair on your back. But that's exactly what people did in the 19th century to treat their hemorrhoids. It would be put under the skin around the anus for external hemorrhoids or inserted inside for internal hemorrhoids. This method is obviously insane and hard to imagine people went this far to treat an illness, considering that it's caused by natural processes such as pregnancy, aging, and constipation, enlarging the small veins causing swellings. You could simply say that modern science dealing with hemorrhoids is a million times gentler and kinder. Bloodletting. Many cultures, including the Greek and the Egyptians, believed that the withdrawal of blood from a patient helped in preventing or curing an illness, and was done by the physicians of those days or leeches. This practice is believed to have existed for thousands of years and was performed throughout with the belief that blood and other bodily fluids had to remain in proper balance, as the surplus or too much blood was considered to be the reason for many illnesses. Leeches were used for this procedure. They were put on the patient's skin to draw as much blood as possible. This method was not put to question until the 19th century, when other alternative treatments were showing better results. Mummy dust for healing. This one's definitely a stomach-turning treatment that people in the old days used to stay healthy. It crosses a red line as you're consuming the remains of your fellow human beings to get cured for an illness that is not even life-threatening. The belief is that mummies offered healing powers better than any other potion. and as a result the mummies were ripped in small pieces and consumed to help cure stomach pains and broken bones. And surprisingly, the use of mummy as a drug was widespread in Europe from the 12th to the 17th century and did not become obsolete until the late 18th century. Cocaine and heroin for kids. This could be absolutely horrifying to the person listening now. But before the very addictive and destructive nature of heroin was discovered, it was praised for its effectiveness in suppressing cough and bringing pain levels down. It's one thing to administer heroin to adults, but this destructive drug was also largely given to kids as it was considered to be safe for use for young kids as well as adults. This was famous in the late 19th century and was widely advertised to the general public as the perfect drug. Moldy bread painkiller. In ancient China, moldy bread was used to prevent infections. The Egyptians also used this method to disinfect cuts. This is not actually far-fetched, as Louis Pasteur famously discovered, certain fungi are known to block the growth of disease-causing bacteria. The application might be different as the ancient doctor's method was to either press or rub the mold on the wounds, rather than administering pills. And also the thinking back then had nothing to do with bacteria, it was rather to get rid of the evil spirits responsible for illnesses through aged bread. Crocodile dung birth control. This is one of the ingenious and bizarre ways our ancestors used for contraception. Ancient Egyptians and Mesopotamians mixed crocodile dung with other ingredients, later inserted into the woman after it dried, with the belief that it would eventually soften as it reached body temperature to form an impenetrable barrier. And to that we say that the 21st century woman should be grateful for all the different contraceptives that don't force her to insert gross stuff into her body. Drilling a hole in your brain for relief, also known as trepanation. This ancient practice was believed to treat various ailments, including head injuries. Crazy as it might sound, discoveries were made of skeletons where scarring was found, but the holes and injury had healed. This technique is done by scraping, sawing, and drilling. And ancient civilizations such as Peru practiced this treatment 1,000 years back without any advanced medical tools or anesthesia. It's hard to imagine people willingly sitting for a treatment that's 1,000 times more painful than their actual illness and could possibly end their lives right there and then. But scientists say that's exactly what the people of those days did in order to feel better and cure their migraines. How ironic that they went for more headache to get rid of their headache. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit that bell button to be notified for our daily content, and thanks for watching.